we did a show called Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. years ago for Fox TV, and in the middle of shooting the S.H.I.E.L.D., it was like a hovering aircraft carrier that had these massive 200-foot jet engines that nobody ever heard because it was a secret base. But anyway, we're filming this, and we'd spent a long time building it. It was a really big model, very intricately detailed, with just tens of thousands of individual pieces on this model. And on the first day of filming, we had the model set up, the lighting was getting positioned, and one of the guys was, one of the grips was rigging a green screen, and the frame slipped and just came crashing down right on top of the model, and had this big conning tower on top, and just pulverized the antennas on top of it. And we were like, well, we're rolling in 2 hours, what can we do? And you're frantically there trying to put everything back together and hope that there's no tight close-ups that day on the conning tower. Stuff like that, sometimes it happens, and you do what you can to get through it. You just try to basically solve that new problem. It was a helicarrier, that was the name of it. So it was about 7 feet long, I guess. And we had the jet engines on the side they rotated, but they were positionable. They weren't sort of like a servo-driven rotation, because that was never required for the shot. But they were great. Each engine was about this tall, and they were all done with sort of a style that implied they were all individual metal plates, and there were guns bristling all over it, and individual hangars for the aircraft, and just tons and tons of fun detail on that. And that was definitely a fun model to build. The funny thing that happens with these models is, of course, we're building them just for that show. And I know when people are building the models, they're not thinking about long-term use or display. When you're working on a show, you aren't thinking, this is going to be something that's iconic, this is going to be on display in a museum, or this is going to be a traveling roadshow. You're thinking, we've got to get this done for the shoot that's happening in 2 weeks, and let's go and get these models built. And so you aren't thinking, once this is done, this is going to go on display in a museum, or in the case of the helicarrier, it's going to hang over the desk of the visual effects supervisor. And so at the end of the show, he's like, great, I want this in my office, I want it hanging over my desk, and the ceiling was about 14 feet in the office, so this model is about 6 feet over top of his desk. And one day, he's sitting at his desk, typing away on, a new script or a budget, and all of a sudden, we hear this crash, and we come running over, and one of the styrofoam engine pods, I guess, over time, and it had been up there for probably 2 years at this point, had just slowly started to lose its grip on the rest of the ship, and came falling down to his desk, hit his coffee cup, exploded his coffee across his laptop, and he was furious. He was like, why did this happen? How can you build this so badly? I'm like, John, we had 4 weeks to build this model 2 years ago with styrofoam spray glue. It wasn't designed to hang here. So he forgave us after a while, but we had to move the model.